like that. They've postponed the Australia match, the Australia T20 that I've got tickets for. That's postponed, so they won't give me money back for that.
What?
Yeah, they won't give me. They'll just reallocate me tickets when I for next year.
Really?
Yeah.
Right. Hey, we're missing the main man. Where is he?
Probably still in bed.
There
Probably got a sink.
guest coming.
He'll be getting his buns out.
Morning, Dave.
Morning, Keith.
Morning.
Morning, Keith.
Morning,
Dave.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Paul.
Oh, that's Dave.
Morning, Keith.
We're still John, short of John yet. Morning, Dave.
Morning. Had a big problem getting online then?
No, not this morning.
No.
Not me.
Oh, you. Yeah.
Morning,
Where is it?
Keith.
Good morning. So mute you, Ian.
Well, John's forehead has joined us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be thankful it's nothing worse.
Morning, John.
Oh,
Morning, John.
Morning.
right.
Morning.
Morning,
Good
John.
morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
John.
Right. So,
Morning, John.
as far as I know, we're all present and correct for this morning. So we will start off with John bringing us up to date with our members.
I beg your pardon.
I didn't,
Yeah. Well, that's not what I expected to have on the table.
And I'm leaving the room.
Shut up, you. You commented about wanting to see Jenny's buns,
Oh, yes.
Keith.
Oh, yeah.
I can't show you her buns, but what I can show you is Jenny's
We've become very self-sufficient at number 29.
radishes.
Oh.
No, that's me tea. Anyway,
You're on a diet,
this week's member, Eric, it's Eric's 60th wedding anniversary last week, and he was very grateful for the card he got. He had managed to have an outdoor meeting with his family, socially distanced, and had a great time last week in his son's garden. It's Brian's birthday tomorrow. You what?
You and he singing with John, Big John, is on the website. So if anybody wants to look at it, go to the family favourites page and look under Eric Sings.
No,
Eddie Sings,
Ed.
sorry.
Eddie Sings. Yeah, I'm talking about Eric now. Yeah, have you been drinking, Ian?
Sorry, I'm mishearing. I'm trying to do.
It's because
I'm doing two things
it's
at
my
once.
pantomime voice. My pantomime voice reaches the back of the kitchen, but it doesn't reach the screen. So Brian's birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he's really happy with the card he's got, and he's looking forward to a barbecue in his son's garden. Stuart from Manor has been in and out of hospital. At the moment, he's out. He's feeling a bit rough, mainly because of his neck, his spondylitis. But he's at home at the moment, and he's on chemotherapy tablets and Voltarol for his neck. That's about the best he can do. So with occasional dose of morphine. But being Stuart, he's keeping remarkably cheerful. Cyril, I think he had a new Alzheimer's patch fitted, an extra dose, and it knocked him sideways. He was sick and had nosebleeds and headache. So Anita whipped it off. I beg your pardon. Yeah, and he felt much better after that. Well, you would, wouldn't you? Yeah. And so he's on a reduced dose from the end of this week. Little Dave from Manor and Crystal Peaks, his wife's having a lot of trouble with anxiety due to the lockdown. She suffers from bad nerves. So Dave's looking after her as you'd expect he would. And Ed, just referring back to what Ian said earlier on, old John and myself visited him at the home on Saturday, and unfortunately it was really sunny, and we were due for a 30-minute slot and got 45 minutes, and we had a good time and a couple of sing-songs, which some of you might have been unfortunate enough to listen to. But yeah, Ed were in good humour, and you could tell from his relationships with the nurses and female care staff that they appreciate him. Yeah, that is the news. Thank you very much.
That's brilliant.
Thank you, John.
Big Paul. Yes, Big Paul.
Yes, just to tell everybody, I saw Michael in Mosborough. I was talking to Michael yesterday in Mosborough.
Oh yeah, he said he'd seen you.
Yeah, he asked if you were still getting the quizzes he sends in.
Yeah. Oh yes.
And it just asked about everybody, just to let everybody I just mention it because he's doing fine, safe and well.
Yeah. You look like the 5th Beatle this morning, Paul.
I beg your pardon?
You look like the 5th Beatle this morning. You're getting a bit wanton.
When I can get to barbers, I'll feel like a new man.
Right. Okay. As you've mentioned earlier, it's Brian's birthday tomorrow. So just to give you a bit of a flavour of Brian's birthday, I know he's not on, but he was born on Saturday the 17th of June, 1939. The same as Dickie Doo of Dickie Doo and the Don'ts, whoever they are.
Dickie Doo and the Don'ts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did they say?
Great group.
Yeah.
Money Honey was one of them.
Money Honey.
Can't think of
Money.
Anyway, also on 17th of June was the last public guillotining in France.
Nice.
Okay. A few days after Brian was born, Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip met for the first time, and it was Pan Am's first flight from USA to England. Joe Louis beat Tony Gallant in 4 for the heavyweight title. And also born in June 39 was Rachel Hayhoe Flint, Harold Melvin, Budge Rogers, of the Blue Notes, yeah, Neil Hawke, and cricketer Jeff Griffin.
Jenny's just doing a medley of Harold Melvin's hits while she's ironing.
Brilliant. Don't leave me this way.
Yeah, that's right. And Jeff Griffin was the player who got banned for chucking.
Yeah.
County Championship was won by Yorkshire, was affected by the war. 1938-39 season saw United promoted from Division 2 in second place, a point behind Blackburn and a point ahead of Wednesday. Excellent. During that, United drew 0-0 with Wednesday at Bramall Lane, while Wednesday won 1-0 at Hillsborough. And they met more in 1939 in the East Midlands Regional Division, with United winning 3-2 at Hillsborough and 4-3 at Bramall Lane. Everton were the division champions and Barnsley won Division 3 North. Portsmouth won the FA Cup, beating favourites Wolves 4-1. Among the top films in 39 was Stagecoach, John Wayne's first
Great film.
film.
Great film. Yeah.
The Lunchpack of Notre Dame. Sorry, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
You gave me water when I was thirsty.
And Gone with the Wind. And
lots of controversy about that now, ain't there?
Yeah. It has. It's now Gone with the Wind, I think.
It's coming back though with an explanation.
Right. In music, among the big hits was Judy Garland, Over the Rainbow.
Somewhere over the rainbow,
Over the rainbow.
Bluebirds fly.
Oh,
Birds
set
fly
him up, Keith.
over the rainbow.
Yeah.
Why then, oh, why can't I?
Glenn Miller, Moonlight Serenade. And Vera was the big UK star with We'll Meet Again.
Ah, Vera, we can all do that.
Yeah. We'll
meet again Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
Sunny day.
Harry Barlow.
All the other big hits were Kiss Me Goodnight, Sergeant Major.
Kiss me goodnight, Sergeant Major. Tuck me up inside my
Other
little
UK
bed.
popular music was We're Going to Hang the...
We're gonna hang out the washing on the Siegfried line and do any dirty washing, mother dear.
And They'll Always Be in England.
There'll always be an England, and England shall be free.
In 1939, the top books were And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie.
Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler. And
Brilliant.
Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck.
Yeah.
Even better.
And that is Brian's...
Well, I don't know. I found that difficult to read, John.
Did you? You should have put it right way around.
You get worse. So we'll move swiftly on to Lowell's News of the Week.
Morning, everybody. Again, I've got quite a few topics. I've got quite a few topics to talk about as normal, but I'm trying not to rush through it this time. I'll give each of you a chance to make a point after each one. Okay? If you wish to chip in. I'll start with cricket. Now, last Monday, 2 planes collected West Indies players from various Caribbean islands and flew them all to Antigua. Here, all the touring party were tested for COVID-19 and all returned negative results. They then flew to Manchester on a private chartered plane, landing last Tuesday, and immediately taken to a hotel at Old Trafford Cricket Ground to go into 14-day quarantine. On arrival, all the 39-strong party were tested again. There are 14 squad players and 11 reserves in the party. They will live, train and play at Old Trafford before travelling to Southampton for the first test at the Ageas Bowl starting on July the 8th. The next 2 tests will both be at Old Trafford on the 16th and 24th of July, meaning all 3 tests will be played over just 21 days. The reason for these 2 venues being chosen is because the hotels are attached to them or are very nearby. Now, Windies captain Jason Holder has said all his players feel safe after arriving in England, with only 3 top players refusing to travel, these being Darren Bravo, Shimron Heitmeyer and Kemo Paul. What's your views on that, Chris? Those 3 players dropping out, do you think that's weakened their team?
Hetmeyer weakens the team. I'm not sure about so sure about the other 2.
Dwayne Bravo's on his way out, isn't he?
Yeah, I agree, Steve.
Yeah.
I think it's about either
Never been same since you were Juliet Bravo.
I just wonder if they'll click into this Zoom meeting when it's up on the site and raise formal complaints, and we'll start the 3rd World War with these comments.
Probably.
Okay, any more?
I think we'll win it 3-0.
Yeah.
You do?
You're right.
Confident?
Yeah, confident.
Good.
You think what?
I think we'll win it 3-0.
It'll get rained up.
Definitely. Oh, the I thought you meant United at Villa then.
I'll take that from United at Villa.
Got that far yet, John?
No.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah.
Formula One, a little bit on Formula One. The Japanese, Singapore and Azerbaijan Grand Prix have been cancelled due to the pandemic. Formula One tried to find ways to hold these races this year, but announced it is now not possible in an uncertain global situation. The historic event at Suzuka is off as a result of Japan's ban on many international travellers entering the country. Races in Singapore and Baku can't be held because the street circuits can't be built in the current climate.
I think they're not trying. Have they not heard of Scalextrics? Come on, guys, you know.
Yeah, they should have them all sat there with the controls.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
They did that in Formula E.
Did they?
And one guy has got banned because he hired a professional gamer.
that's right. Yeah. They
That's
play for big
right.
money, don't they? Play for big money on those
Yeah.
games. Right.
Yes, Ian.
Little bit on tennis. Roger
Yeah.
Federer will miss the rest of the 2020 season after a further operation on his right knee. He had the initial arthroscopic surgery on his knee in February, but has since suffered a setback with his rehabilitation. The 33-year-old says he's looking forward to seeing everyone back on the tour at the beginning of the 2021 season.
Yeah. He's heard about Paul, so he thinks, new knee, I'll be ever.
Oh, there's a difference between hips and knees, as Paul will tell
I'm
you.
glad you noticed that, Ian.
Yeah,
Oh, get
I'm
off your
glad,
hip.
glad the surgeon noticed that as well.
Hey, when my brother went in to have his knee done, doctor said to him, it's the left one, isn't it? So my brother said, right. He went, no, it's the left one. So it's the left one. So my brother said, right. Obviously, messing about.
No.
They did the proper one in the end. Next.
Okay. A little bit on boxing. Now, British World Heavyweight Champions Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury have agreed a 2-fight deal, says promoter Eddie Hearn. Talks over historic bouts for the undisputed title began in early May. Joshua, who's 30, holds the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO belts, while 31-year-old Fury is the WBC champion. Hearn, who is Joshua's promoter, says there is a financial deal in place between them both for 2 fights next year. Why 2 fights?
So that the loser gets a chance to win, basically.
And then winner takes all.
Yeah.
There's Wilder it way there though first. There's
Chris
Wilder.
Wilder.
Yet again first. Yeah.
What, Chris Wilder?
Deontay.
Oh, who's
Tyson.
fighting?
Fury's got to. Fury has got to fight Deontay Wilder before that big fight should come off between Joshua and.
All right. So what if he loses the fight?
What if?
What if Fury loses that fight?
He lives in Sheffield.
Yeah. Okay.
Colin Montgomery said that they're going to have to introduce a new ball for tournament golf because they're hitting it too far.
Yeah.
He says some of the golf courses are going to become unusable because the drive from the tee is too long now. They need a heavier ball or a different kind of ball.
Well, that's partly because the club's design has improved over the years, but also the design of the golf ball. It's more aerodynamic. So you know, for the same amount of energy, you can get more distance, even if you're an 18 handicapper.
Yep.
Get mine go to the right for some reason.
I play military golf.
Do you?
Yeah, left, right, left.
Right. When I used to play golf, we used to call it whack dam, or words to that effect. Whack.
Yeah, rugby union. A Premiership side, Sale Sharks, have announced plans to return to their hometown after almost 2 decades. They intend to move to the new Crossford Bridge Community Sports Village in Sale after plans for it were unveiled. The side left its Hayward Road ground in Sale for Stockport's Edgeley Park in 2003 before moving to Salford's AJ Bell Stadium. Sales Director of Rugby, Steve Diamond, said it was a chance to establish a long-term home for the club. But Sale Sharks A team still play at Hayward Road, And in 2016, Championship Rugby League team Swinton moved there to play their home games also. So I assume they had to move out for the grounds not up to Premiership standards. Is that right, Ian?
Yeah. I played at Hayward Road against the Sale team in the days when a very young Fran Cotton used to play for a club called Liverpool. We played at St Michael's right on the river side. And the Liverpool Manchester rugby teams, they were some of the oldest fixtures in the rugby union. Liverpool v Manchester is the oldest fixture. But Sale became, like Fylde, one of the top sides, and Waterloo, and actually fed a lot of internationals into the England team. Billy Beaumont, Fylde, for example. Steve Smith, you've heard of. Frank Cotton eventually played for Sale when he'd been to Loughborough University, then came back and played for Sale as a young man.
Wasn't Jason Robinson at Sale as well, Ian?
Jason Robinson was at Sale. He was Willie Whiz, but he I thought his career had finished at Wigan in Rugby League, and he hadn't. He started a totally new career in rugby union. Fantastic transformation. Super player.
Right. A little bit on Rugby League. Now, scrums could be temporarily scrapped when Rugby League makes its expected return to the UK in August. Medical experts have told the Rugby League's Lords Committee that scrums are responsible for a large proportion of face-to-face interactions in matches, and by outlawing them may help dramatically reduce the risk of spreading the virus in matches. How a game would restart in place of a scrum has not yet been resolved. Any ideas what you would do?
Well, the Rugby League scrum is a non-entity at the moment. You just feed the ball in and your back row forward picks it up, and it's a joke. So I reckon it'll be just like healing back the ball. They'll start it that way, or with a small touch penalty type thing. In rugby union, I don't know what they're going to do because it's a major art form, the scrum. Yeah, you can have an 80 minutes on the rugby pitch playing your own game of rugby in the scrum, oblivious of what's going on outside, because it's all about technique and bravado and front row, cliques and the rest of it.
Right.
My goodness, that's an improvement, John.
Improvement, yeah.
Well, there just seems to be a few germs. There's a few germs going about.
Take Jenny's knickers off at once.
I'm not wearing them.
Oh, I thought you were.
He's wearing his own.
Yeah.
There is Saturday's one.
Well, we'll nip on to football now.
We're
Quite
better.
a few little items on football. Now, this season's FA Cup final has been renamed the Heads Up FA Cup final to raise mental health awareness, say the Football Association. Sponsors Emirates agreed to the move to change the name, which is scheduled for 1st of August at Wembley. The Dubai-based airline has sponsored football's oldest knockout competition since 2015. Now, you've all heard this one about Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
Now, Man U and England forward Marcus Rashford says he will keep on fighting until no child in the UK has to worry about where their next meal is coming from. The 22-year-old said last Thursday he'd raised the money to supply 3 million meals to vulnerable people. He has been working with the charity Fair Share UK, and that's spelled F-A-R-E, during lockdown, and they've raised over £20 million. I think that's tremendous.
Yeah.
Also, he's really got up in my estimation, Rashford, he's also learnt sign language, so he can communicate with deaf children without the need of an interpreter when he talks to kids in schools and groups.
Yeah.
He's really
We've got
An interesting point, sorry. My dad was profoundly deaf, and after he passed away, I started donating to a children's deaf charity. And at the moment, deaf people are having particular difficulties because many or most people are wearing masks. So how do they lip read, or how can they tell clearly what somebody's saying? It's particularly difficult for deaf people at the moment with masks.
Apparently, he learned it very, very quickly. Picked it up just like a duck takes to water. He didn't have any trouble picking it up.
Do you think he'd pick up football as quickly?
Right, chap.
Well, didn't it?
Let me. Whoa. We're less than 1 minute, so
Less than what?
we're less than a minute on the first one.
Well, it's been going half an hour, Keith.
It's come up saying we're less than 1 minute.
Yeah.
So,
I think somebody has arrived early, Lol.
right. Okay, so we're down to less than a minute. So let's end this one. We've got 10 minutes to make yourself another drink and get a biscuit. All right.
And we'll carry on with the news a little bit more to finish it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Just briefly, because we've other stuff to do. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Cheers.
Okay.